8:30, time to call to order the regular meeting of the Madison Central School District, Monday, August 10th, 2015. Mr. Brooks will record the members present or absent. We do have a quorum. I invite all to stand and we pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And we have a couple of additions to the agenda for personnel items. Sherry Mervick is a high school para to replace Tyler Drassel at $10.10 per hour. Eric Nordstrom as an SEC para to replace Tammy Christensen at $10.50. Tom Nielsen, assistant varsity coach, to replace Tom Millen at $3,052. Eldon Weeman, driver to Brookings for transition student, $11.50 per hour, new position. Assistant varsity freshman volleyball, Jerica Thompson, $2,931 to replace Katie Wheeldryer. And then the resignation of Tom Millen as assistant volleyball coach, $3,052. So those would be an addition on the personnel items. Tom Millen, resignation as assistant varsity football coach. Okay.
Yeah, he said volleyball.
Okay, sorry about that. What's on my mind? Don't kick them either, Miller, or you'll be in real trouble, okay? I'll send her after you. I'll circulate this if you want to take a look at it. I think Vince has a copy there also if anybody wants to look at it. So that would be the change to the agenda. Only would be in the area of those personnel actions. Everything else, personnel-wise, would remain the same. I would entertain a motion then to approve the agenda. So moved by Mrs. Thompson. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Moore. Further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the agenda signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Then we have some consent items. There's one amendment to the minutes that occurred during our regular board meeting. Is that correct, Mr. Brooks? Or was it the annual meeting? Okay, at the annual meeting, we made an approval of a hire. You want to go ahead with that, Vince?
We made approval of Jeff Hagy, and I didn't get him into the minutes. So we could amend the minutes to add him to the July annual meeting minutes.
It was a part of the action that we took, it just didn't make the minutes. So would we need to probably make a motion and a second to amend the minutes, and then we can go ahead with our consent items?
So we can actually approve amended minutes.
Okay, so
the July 13th amended minutes.
Okay, so then our annual amended minutes of July 13th would be looking at, as a part of the consent items, then the approval of the bills, and then those additional items for personnel, for our items 7 through 9 on our consent items. Anyone wish to make a motion to approve those consent items? So moved by Mrs. Thompson. Is there a second? Second by Mrs. Sims. Further questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the consent items signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Don't believe we have anybody here for the hearing of the delegations. On to administrator reports. Mr. Schaefer.
Well, you know, relatively quiet time of year for us. We have the roofing project underway, and they are scheduled to be wrapping that up on Wednesday, if not Wednesday, Thursday morning. And in regards to the buildings and grounds, which is always a highlight of this time of year, a lot of work's been done, and some of it is very visible. We talked about some of it already, especially on the outside of the building around the middle school, the paint job on that. You'll see the newly painted, the newly repainted middle school gym tonight. But also want you to kind of keep tabs with the some of the door frames and metal doors between the middle and the high school. They've been repainted and cleaned, and they look great. Wood chips have been added to the playground at the elementary school. We've had a couple rooms recarpeted in the middle school, and you know, we're starting that process. So you're going to see that tonight as well. There's been some relighting. I don't know that you'll see any of that tonight, but the rooms that you will see will have new lighting put in them before the children come. And those are some general things, and actually Brad can speak for himself. He is here to help us with the tour. But, you know, the custodial department has enjoyed a great year. They've got a lot of work done. It's always a challenge to schedule renovation, so it's not renovation, but cleaning and unnecessary work, because people still like to use the building during the summer months. But Brad is the head of that department, is feeling really positive. You want to make any comments along those lines?
Oh, I don't think so. We'll look at some things tonight. The gymnasium in the middle school is going to be a big one that you'll see. There's new lighting in there. We went from the metal halide lighting to LED. Not only did we increase the number of looms that's in there, it's brighter, but at about 2/3 the energy to use. Those classrooms we'll look at the middle school, the lighting in there. This week that'll get changed over. We'll be going from, excuse me, 160 watts per fixture down to 56 watts per fixture. And we're going to increase the amount of lighting in that classroom by doing that. So making some big changes, working our direction and switching over to the LED. I'd like to take credit for everything done in the building this summer, but that'd be the biggest lie I've told all day. So Vince kind of alluded, we got a great crew. Probably one of the best, or probably is the best custodial crew I've ever had the pleasure to work with. So if you see them, pat them on the back for me. I try to do as much as I can, but
Things do look beautiful, both inside and out.
it's taken a couple of years since the renovation to kind of get back up on our feet again.
If the skid steer's out of the hall, it's a little easier.
That makes a big difference.
I think that's it then, Tom.
Sean or Jenny, anything from the ASBSD convention?
No, there were some good programs. That's the first one I've been to, so anyone who hasn't been to, there's some great programs. Well worth the time.
We had Mr. Schaefer and Mrs. Guzzi and Mr. Shaw there, along with Sean and Jenny and myself. Dr. Cook was there also, and good representation from the district.
Adam presented.
Adam's group did a presentation on the things we've been doing, and it was very well received. There were a couple of compliments after the session was over on the exciting things there. So
I attended the lunch school group meeting, and I had that here, but I neglected to bring it out. But our group numbers, our membership continues to grow. We've been at 18, and now we're up to 22. When a new school comes on board, they come in the first year at no charge, and this billing year, so to speak, I think it's Douglas, Delphouche, and Hot Springs or somebody. No, it isn't, but anyhow, there's another school. In other words, our number of dues paying districts has increased, which lowers our membership for about $500. So that's something that is notable. But we also now have on a trial basis schools like Sioux Falls, Del Rapids, Watertown, and Hot Springs, which brings us up to the potential of having 22 members a year from now. And definitely increases the number of students that we represent as a group. Like we were at like 32%, and if this all comes to be, like this year in legislation, we could be representing like 62%. So that's significant. But I too attended a number of sessions. I thought the keynote speaker was pretty good. Much better than a year ago.
yes,
And definitely that person's educational philosophy is pretty comparable to some of the directions and thoughts that we have here at Madison Central. And you know, our alternative coursework for students that's going to be offered this year, the alternative, like say an alternative high school within the high school, our renewed emphasis on career and tech ed, where students can take their aptitude and interest and expand it in areas that they wish to. They're not feeling forced to go into a college track when maybe that's not their interest or doesn't match their ability or aptitude, and it gives them flexibility. So that's the advantage of having a school our size and the multiple types of curriculum that we can take. We do not, as the gentleman referred to, hopefully we don't inhibit creativity. We have a lot of opportunity for creativity and interest, growth and development by way of our curriculum and our teaching staff, and it's something I think you as a school board should be very proud of. And so I enjoyed this week.
One other just reminder, we kind of agreed that we would do our planning session Monday, the 31st of August. Not this week, but probably next week. I'll be sending out emails. We'll try to gather as much information as we can in advance. Right now, we're scheduled from 5:30, I believe we agreed on, till about 8 or 8:30. So keep that on your calendars, and we'll also try to include our administrators there. Paul, anything you want to add, or?
No, we just have district registration tomorrow and.
Exciting!
Yes, well, it helps firm up numbers. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it is exciting. We've had a number of phone calls and inquiries about potentially new families. And so we just have to wait till the dust settles, so to speak, to see what that looks like. But at this point in time, we're very optimistic. And our goal, of course, is to remain stable or increase a little. And we hope to be able to do that.
So anything else administrator report-wise? If not, item number 12, the Franken Tour. Mr. Franken, we're all yours.
Well, follow me.